she's so fine. Hell of her, blows my mind. Hell of her, lights my day.
What's good, guys? This story is coming out of Baltimore, Maryland. It came out today, and I want to thank my subscriber Tiffany for sending it to me. Baltimore Auntie drove car for a year with kids stuffed in the trunk. You want to talk about pissed off? I am at the highest level of pistivity at this point, and it takes a lot to get me there. So bear with me, guys. For about a year, a Baltimore woman allegedly drove a car with a gruesome secret: the dead body of her 7-year-old niece stashed in a suitcase in the trunk. Then in May, she allegedly cracked the trunk's lid to dump the body of her 5-year-old nephew beside it. It wasn't until months later that police discovered the decomposing bodies of siblings Joshlyn Marie James Johnson and Larry Darnell O'Neal. Baltimore County Police said in a statement Thursday night that they were grieving over the unspeakable deaths after discovering the kids' bodies when they pulled 33-year-old Nicole Johnson over in a traffic stop late Wednesday. Police say the brother and sister, weighing just 21 pounds and 18 pounds respectively, were likely malnourished before their death, WBAL reported. Their fragile bodies were brought to the office of the chief medical examiner to determine a cause of death. Johnson was charged Friday in connection with neglect and abuse that caused the deaths. This truly was a devastating incident, Chief Melissa Hyatt said on Friday afternoon today, adding that it shocked the community and had a significant impact on the county's patrol officers, forensic techs, and detectives. In charging documents obtained by local outlets, police allege Johnson told detectives that her sister, Joshlyn Johnson, had asked her to look after the kids in 2019 when she was unable to care for them. The documents allege Johnson said she had grown angry with Joshlyn more than a year ago, hitting her niece several times, resulting in the girl hitting her head. Johnson allegedly told police she put her niece's body in a suitcase in her car in May of 2020, where it has remained ever since. She allegedly told police that Larry's body was put in a bag alongside Joshlyn's a year later, without providing details about how or when he died. Johnson was charged with multiple counts of neglect and child abuse charges, as well as failing to report the deaths to authorities and unauthorized disposal of their bodies.
This case is disturbing on so many levels. The defendant bragged to police that the case would give her notoriety, but then she also denied knowing the kids were in their trunk, claiming she thought the odor was a rat on her engine.
Every cop in Essex out here tonight.
A traffic stop for speeding and the odor of decomposition led police to the bodies of 2 young children in the trunk of a car driven by their aunt, 33-year-old Nicole Johnson. She told police the body of her 7-year-old niece had been in the trunk since May 2020, and she placed her 5-year-old brother next to her 2 months ago. Former neighbors are grief-stricken and appalled. According to charging documents, during the initial traffic stop, police learned Johnson had no license, no insurance, and fake tags. They advised her to report to district court within 5 days. She stated, "It don't matter. I won't be here in 5 days, and y'all gonna see me on the news. Y'all gonna see the news making my big debut." Court papers indicate police advised her the car would be towed and to take her belongings. Johnson retrieved a black and yellow plastic tote and a clear trash bag from her trunk and placed them on the sidewalk. Police say she tried to use a blanket to conceal the bodies, then attempted to flee but was quickly caught. One of Johnson's former neighbors recalls seeing the children. Johnson told police she had custody of the children since 2019 because her sister couldn't take care of them. They were 5 and 7 when they died. Johnson told detectives she struck the 7-year-old several times for misbehaving, causing her to hit her head on the floor and die. She told police 2 months ago she saw blood on the leg of a 5-year-old boy as he slept. She said he never woke up. The autopsy showed the girl weighed 18 pounds and the boy 21 pounds. According to police, doctors say it would have taken months of malnourishment to attain those low weights. Now, Johnson remains on a no-bail status at the Baltimore County Detention Center. Reporting live from District Court in Towson, David Collins, WBAL TV 11 News.
According to a probable cause statement obtained by the Baltimore Sun, Nicole Johnson was initially issued a citation to appear in court after cops noticed unauthorized tags and registration on her car and found she had been driving without a license. The car would be towed, an officer allegedly told Johnson. It was then, the Baltimore Sun reported, that Johnson told the officer, "It don't matter. I won't be here in 5 days. Y'all going to see me on the news making my big debut," she allegedly added. The officer smelled the decomposing bodies while preparing the car to be towed, according to police documents. Nicole Johnson attempted to flee the scene when the officer opened the trunk and uncovered the first body in a suitcase before discovering a second in a plastic bag, the documents said. Johnson was then taken into custody. One neighbor, Danny Medley, told WBAL that she hadn't sensed anything was off. They seemed really happy. When the young lady dropped them off, they never seemed like something was wrong. They always seemed like happy kids with a lot of energy, Medley said. For someone who has been taking care of children for 20-some years, I couldn't fathom. Police documents say Deschelle had repeatedly tried to reach her sister after leaving her son and daughter in their aunt's care in 2019, but have been unsuccessful in finding them until she was told of their deaths, the Sun reported. Baltimore police are still combing through the details of the case to determine what caused the kids to end up in their aunt's trunk. Due to the nature of this case, it will take time to determine the exact circumstances that led to the children's death, Baltimore law enforcement said on Friday. In the story by the Baltimore Sun, it goes on to add that Nicole Johnson is being held at the Baltimore County Detention Center in Towson after she waived her appearance at a brief bail review hearing this morning in district court. Nicole Johnson had been caring for the two children since 2019 after their mother moved from Ohio to Maryland and could no longer care for the children, she told detectives, according to court documents. Deschelle Johnson wrote about the children in several social media posts after her sister's arrest. "I wish it was me instead. I wish I didn't wake up tomorrow," she posted on an Instagram page where she also shared a GoFundMe fundraiser to raise money to help bury her children. Her Facebook also included pictures of the children together, including one who appeared to be Larry with close-cropped hair and Joshlyn with braids with pink balls and matching pink sneakers. Deschelle did not respond to requests for comment Friday from the Baltimore Sun. The post on the Baltimore County government's police website reads as follows. Just after 11 p.m. on July the 28th, 2021, officers from our Essex precinct conducted a traffic stop on Eastern Boulevard near Wagner's Lane. During the stop, officers discovered the bodies of two deceased children. The deceased minors were transported to the office of the chief medical examiner. The driver of the vehicle was taken into custody. Baltimore County detectives continue to investigate the circumstances surrounding the event. They then updated it the following morning on the 29th. Actually, it's the following evening on the 29th. The children found deceased during a traffic stop last night have been identified as 7-year-old Joshlyn Johnson and 5-year-old Larry O'Neal. Tonight, the entire Baltimore County Police Department grieves with the community over the unspeakable deaths of two innocent children, Baltimore County Police Chief Melissa Hyatt said. The investigation into this atrocious crime will not stop until those responsible are brought to justice. They then updated it again today, this morning. Baltimore County Police have arrested and charged 33-year-old Nicole M. Johnson of the 3500 block of Elmore Avenue, 21213, in connection to the deaths of her niece and nephew. The children are siblings. Nicole Johnson faces multiple charges, including first-degree child abuse that resulted in the death of a child under the age of 13. Due to the nature of this case, it will take time to determine the exact circumstances that led to the children's death. In partnership with the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, as well as the Baltimore County State's Attorney's Office, the Baltimore County Police Department remains committed to bringing closure to this horrific case. And one last update, which came at 2:03 p.m. local time there today. This truly was a devastating incident, one that not only shocked our community to its core, but significantly affected our patrol officers, forensic techs, and detectives. I am grateful that the harrowing details of this case were thoroughly and quickly uncovered, resulting in an expeditious closure to this tragedy. I want to commend all of our Baltimore County Police Department members who worked tirelessly throughout this investigation to bring justice to these innocent young victims. I can't fathom, I'm like the neighbor, I can't even fathom how in the hell can you ride around with your niece in your trunk for over a year? Let's back it all the way up. Let's get to the rock gut truth. How in the hell could this bitch kill her niece in the first damn place? Hitting on her, putting her hands on her, hit her so hard she killed her. Then don't know how the nephew died, just didn't wake up. Then you're going to put him in your trunk and ride around like that? Ooh-wee, you talk about no conscience. You look at her face and you wonder why she has so much acne. Maybe she really was stressed over it. But then make the statement talking about this is your big debut. Yeah, that's something of notoriety. I want to be known for killing my niece and nephew and riding around with them in my trunk and my car. This bitch is nuts, for real, for real. No bullshit. This bitch is nuts. And this case has pissed me all the way off. 18 and 21 pounds? I'm going to have to end this story on that note. I apologize for the language, guys. I don't usually do that. You guys have a good night.